Christmas is round the corner, and what's better than crafting your own Christmas ornaments? In this video, we will show you how to make a Christmas freestanding lace tree. You can use this technique to make jewelry, Christmas ornaments, or other decorative pieces like this Christmas tree. It is not embroidered on fabric, but on water-soluble stabilizer, so that in the end it comes out as a see-through piece of lace. Let's make the design. We're using a hoop that is 28 by 28 centimeters, but you can fit the same design in any hoop that is 22 by 22, or even change the size of the design to fit your own hoops. Now let's start with a pie shape. Set the start angle at 270 degrees and the stop angle to 0. Click and drag to draw the shape. Make sure proportional is unchecked and set the width and height to 190 millimeters. I'll actually create a rectangular shape at one side of the pie shape to use it as a closing aid. So set the width to 15 millimeters and the height at 180. Now move it that it comes in touch with the pie and align their centers. Now I'm going to change the shape, so I will select the connection part, right-click, and use Convert to Curves option. Then, using the node editor, change the outer corners. Finally, select the main part, and using the ordering options, bring it to the front. Now rotate both parts to -45 degrees to have a better preview of the final design. Users who don't have a hoop of this size to fit the design while rotated can temporarily rotate to have the same preview. But at the end, you will need to rotate the final design back again so that it fits your hoop. Select both parts and set the fill and outline color to this dark red that I'm planning to use. Let's draw two star shapes. For the first one, set the number of rays to 5 and the ray size to 60%. Set the width and height to 50 millimeters. For the second star, set the number of rays to 5 and the ray size to 50%. Then set this one's width and height at 30 millimeters. For both stars, set as fill color the one previously used. For some extra festive touch, let's set the outline of the small star to silver, and the outline stitches to be double. Now, let's create the fill pattern on the pie shape. Right-click on the pie, and from the Array submenu, use Create Floral option. Select a flower and a leaf. See how easily it is to get this festive fill pattern? Actually, let me show you how you can turn the leaves into stars. Select the star and the pie together and right-click, go to Array and use the option Add Shapes as Leaf. Notice that you need to click and drag to define the size of the added leaf, or just click once to use the default size. Now, from the Array settings, you may adjust the pattern as you wish. For example, I will set the levels to 3. Now we will need to create a net the size of the pie. To do so, select the pie and create a duplicate. Set its fill type to net fill, and using the ordering options, send it to the back of the design. For the rectangular part that will be used as closing aid, set the fill type to be net fill. Set the outline to satin serial and the outline width to 1 millimeter. For the outline of the pie shape, Let's choose satin serial and set the outline width to 3 millimeters. Set the offset to -1 to make sure that the outline secures the net fill. At this point, you may delete the small star as we don't need it anymore. As for the other star, which will be used as a tree topper, create a duplicate and set its size to 50%. For the outer star, set the fill type to net fill, the outline type to satin serial, and the outline width at 2.5 millimeters. Use the same color for the outline. Notice that since we want to have the whole net fill below the inner star, we must select the inner star and set the remove overlaps to never. Now, for the pie part, I'd like to make some adjustments. In order to make final adjustments to the pattern, let's break the pattern into components using the option Separate to Objects. This gives us this group of objects. The first thing we need to do for this group is to go to Remove Overlaps option and set it to Never. This ensures that the net fill underneath will be embroidered without holes. Time to ungroup the floral components. In this way, we can move individual parts, remove any unwanted parts, and even add new objects. Take your time to make it exactly as you like it. You can change the color of the flowers if you like. You may also bring in any clipboard items you choose and give the whole thing a twist. Before proceeding to embroidery, let's preview the process using slow redraw. At first, we need to have the whole net, then all design elements, and at the end we have the outlines and the tree topper. To reduce unnecessary color changes, let's switch to manual mode. Now, let's bring all the green parts together. Likewise for all the gray ones. And finally, for all dark red parts. This leads us to only 3 color changes. And we're done! Let's get to make it. For this project we will need a hoop, 2 pieces of water-soluble stabilizer, threads, and bobbin. If you choose to use metallic threads, make sure you use the appropriate needle. Hoop 2 layers of water-soluble stabilizer. Load the design to the machine. Wind the bobbin with the same color thread as the one you will be using to embroider the net fill of the design. Start embroidering. The first part is the net fill. Then go the branches on top. The stars, and the outline satin stitch, which will give a beautiful finishing and help the design keep together. The final layer will be the rest of the decorations, that is, the flowers and leaves. If you're using metallic threads, adjust the machine accordingly. So, reduce the needle thread tension and limit the speed of the machine. We're using Janome metallic threads and Janome red tip needle size 14. Now the machine will go on embroidering our Christmas tree decorations. First will be the flowers, and the embroidery will finish with a silver outline around the stars. Remove the hoop from the machine. Remove the stabilizer from the hoop. Use scissors to cut any excess stabilizer. Be careful not to cut any of the stitches. Use water to remove any leftover stabilizer. Just put the design in bowl with warm water, let it stay for a few minutes, and the stabilizer will dissolve. At first the design may be a bit fragile, so take it out of the water carefully, placing it straight between the layers of a folded towel, making sure you don't stretch the design to any direction. Place a weight on top. A couple of books will do the trick to help the towel absorb any moisture from the design. We have left our design dry overnight, so let's see how it turned out. Iron the tree using a piece of cloth on top to protect it from the heat. Now, connect the two straight sides of the cone to make it a 3D standing tree. You may connect the sides by sewing them together by hand, or use some glue or even a double-sided tape. Likewise, you may add the star on top. It's done! You can easily make as many variations as you can think of. You can also use the same technique to make gift tags or even a pair of festive earrings. Enjoy creating! Merry Christmas, everybody!